In today's video, we will look at yoga for hamstrings, not just stretching the hamstrings, but also building some strength into these muscles that we often just overstretch in our yoga practice. To be able to have flexible and healthy hamstrings, we don't just want to continuously stretch them, we also want to make sure that they are also strong. So with today's practice, that's what we're going to look at. Let's make sure that you have a yoga belt, and then we'll get started on your back. So as you arrive onto your back, extend your left leg to the floor and bring your right knee into the chest. You already have the strap with you. And then we'll strap the middle of the right foot and press the right leg up towards the ceiling. Now traditionally you would do this just pulling the leg in towards you. And obviously this is giving you a good length into the back of the leg, good stretch into the hamstrings. But what I'd like you to think of doing today is resisting the action of the strap. So while you pull in with the hand, with the foot, think of dropping down towards the floor, as if the hands wanted to pull in, but the leg wanted to move back down to the floor. So that while you lengthen the hamstrings, you're also putting a little bit of strength into them, engaging and contracting the muscles while they are into a lengthened position. We'll hold here, breathing for 5. There's a little bit more effort than usual in this pose, but that's okay. We'll stay and hold, keeping that sense of engaging and contracting the hamstrings while they are in this lengthened position for the last 2. For 1. Then go ahead, bend the knee and release the right leg to the floor. Take a moment to notice how the right leg feels. You might feel a little bit more sensations into the back of the leg. It's been lengthened, but it's also done some work. Then bend the left knee and repeat on the second side. So first you pull the leg in, you find your range. And when you've found your stretch, the amount of stretch desired, then start to resist the action of the strap as if the left heel wanted to drop back down to the ground. Hold it here, breathing. 5. 4. 3. 2. Keep that resistance. And breathing in for 1. Bend the knee and release. Let's set the strap to the side. And then from here, extend the left leg and just give it a little shake. Good. Let's bend both knees, bring them up into the chest. Rock yourself up into a seated position and forwards into tabletop. So from our tabletop position, we'll extend the right leg back behind you. And before you lift anything else, just lift your abdomen, lift your rib cage up. Spread the upper back and push with the hands into the floor. Now imagine that there is a really heavy weight sitting onto the back of your right leg and you're trying to lift that heavy weight and it's hard to do. So slowly lift your right leg up. Don't worry about how high you lift it. In fact, the more you lift it, the less you will feel it is. So try and keep the hip and the ankle in line with each other, or even the ankle a little bit lower. And imagine that resistance of the heavy object sitting onto the back of your right leg as you lift the leg up. Hold it here. It should feel a lot harder than usual if you continue to imagine that you're lifting that heavy object with your right leg. Take another inhale and exhale, release. Second side, left leg goes back. Push the floor away, lift the abdomen, lift the chest. And then heavy object is now sitting onto the back of your left leg and slowly you're lifting the leg, imagining that that object is so heavy it's really hard for you to lift the leg. Notice how much this changes. You could do this really, really quickly and not really have that intense work into the back of the leg. But you could do this slowly and the experience changes completely. So for now, just another breath in. And then release it all the way back down. Let's go back onto the first side. So right leg goes back behind you, and then from here slowly lift your right leg up. Left toes are tucked under In slow motion, push yourself up into a 3-leg downward facing dog, really slowly lifting the right leg up to the ceiling, imagining that heavy object is still sitting onto the back of your right leg, or you can imagine that somebody is trying to push your right leg down, but you don't want to let them. Take another moment. And then release the right foot back down, release both knees back down. Send the left leg back behind you. Heavy object sitting on the back of your left leg, slowly lift it. Right toes are tucked under, we lift into a 3-leg down dog, slow controlled movement. Hold. And then this time from here, look forwards and step the left foot to the outside of your left hand. Let the right knee come back down to the floor. So you're into a lizard lunge with the back knee on the ground. And then what I want you to do is squeeze the back of your right knee, press the heel towards your bum, as close to it as you can. And you should start to feel the back of your right thigh engaging and maybe the legs shaking a little bit. Then from there, gently release it all the way back down. Nice, take a breath. Exhale, squeeze the heel to the bum. Gently release. Just one more time. Squeeze the heel to the bum. And gently release. Now tuck the back toes under, stay into your lizard. One inhale. And step it all the way back. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Nice. From your downward facing dog, look forward, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Same work on the other side. Back knee lowers for a lizard. And then heel to the bum. Squeeze as much as you can. Left hamstrings are engaged and active. And then slowly let them go. Just 2 more times. Squeeze heel to bum. You can imagine you have a hand at the back of your back of your left knee, and you're squeezing that hand. And in fact, release now. If you have somebody who can help you with this, just ask them to place their hand at the back of your left knee and squeeze their hand so that you can really feel that you have something to hold on to as you squeeze, and you're squeezing it tight. And release. Step all the way back for a downward facing dog. And from your down dog, walk the hands back to your feet. Lift into a halfway lift, sending the chest forwards as high as the hips. Lengthen the sides of the waist. And then exhale and fold. On the next inhale, lift all the way to standing. Release the hands at the heart. Exhale. Good. Take a breath as you are. Full exhalation. On your next inhale, lift the arms up. And then really slow, in slow motion, keep your back long. Really, really slow, release all the way down into a forward fold. Lift halfway, lengthen. And then walk the hands forwards for a downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, shift forwards for plank. Exhale and lower to the ground. We'll reach the arms back, palms face the floor, a breath in. And as you exhale, lift the front of the feet, lift the front of the thighs. You're keeping the head down, the hands down, just working glutes, hamstrings, back muscles. Breathe, one last inhale. Exhale all the way down. Now we're adding the upper body, inhale. Lift everything you can lift off the ground. Lift the back of the thighs. And exhale, release, hands under shoulders. Now coming up into cobra. And back, downward facing dog. From your downward dog, look forwards. Step the right foot between the hands, left foot between the hands. Lift and lengthen, inhale. All the way down, exhale. Inhale to come up to standing. Exhale, the hands of the heart. Now start to shift the body weight into your left foot. Right knee lifts. Then take your right knee to point down towards the floor and squeeze the heel in towards the bum. Lift the arms. Really, really slow. You're going to step back into a high lunge. Arms up, inhale. Hands to the floor for downward facing dog. Exhale. Breathing in forwards for plank. Breathing out, lower to the ground with control. Lifting to locust, arms reach back. Exhale and down. Breathing in, up into cobra. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Look between the hands, step the left foot forwards. The right foot follows and fold. Allowing the hamstrings now to lengthen and release. Lift and lengthen halfway up. Exhale and fold. On the next inhale, all the way to standing. The hands to the heart. Exhale. Release the arms, shift the body weight into the right foot. Left knee lifts. Then bring the kneecap to point down, squeeze the heel to the bum. Feel the hamstrings working, and slow motion back into a high lunge. A breath in. Step back, downward facing dog. Exhale. One inhale for down dog. Exhale, drop the knees, stay the seat, child's pose. From your child's pose, lift up into a seated position and shift the legs in front of you. Now we'll shuffle forwards, feet at the front of the mat, arms reach forwards and slowly roll to the mat. Once you arrive all the way down, bring your feet closer in towards you. Arms alongside the body, we'll take a breath. On your next exhale, push the feet down, lift the hips, lift the spine. And now press down your big toes, press down your little toes and both heels. And imagine that while you keep your feet exactly as they are, they're not moving, but you're pulling the feet energetically in towards your shoulders. And that will bring some more strength into the hip, into the hamstrings, and into the glutes. Now keep energetically pulling the feet in towards you. Hold for 3, for 1, and gently down. Let's release with a couple of drops of the knees side to side, dropping them over to the left and to the right. And one more time left, one more time right. Good, all the way back to center, hug the knees, give them a little rock side to side. And we'll finish with a few moments just allowing the feet to be grounded, the arms alongside the body to rest. Now if your eyes are closed, let them open. Bring the knees into the chest and roll over onto your right side. From there, all the way up into a seated position. So thank you very much for practicing with me today. This was a hamstrings practice. I hope that you can feel that your hamstrings have not just been lengthened, but have also been strengthened. So do this regularly, add a few little tweaks into your practice so that you can also build strong resistance hamstrings and not just long and thin ones. So if you like this video, please like it, press like, press subscribe, and make sure to come back soon for more videos. Thank you for watching.